the Philly John. I hope that all is well. Never mind the little fuzzies and dry lips. Just bear with me. I just completed my last class, I want to say ever. And excuse me, I'm having like some allergies, so my voice is not the greatest. So, I just completed my last class for my DNP degree. So, I am a practicing nurse practitioner. So, the ranking, because people always ask me. So, you have your nursing assistants, that's where I like to start. Then you have your licensed practice nurses, who has a higher degree than them. And then you have your registered nurses, which has a higher degree than them. And then you have your advanced practice nurses, nurse practitioners, nurse anesthetists. I said it right. And then you have your DNP prepared nurses. So it's so funny. I say we're doctor nurses. Technically, we are doctors in our field of practices, and but we still work as nurse practitioners for the most part. So I am just very grateful that I've completed my last class, and just wanted to talk a little bit about my journey. I went to undergrad thinking that I wanted to be a medical doctor. I started out, my major was biology, and I graduated second in my class in high school. So I was like, I want to go somewhere very different than my high school. So my high school, of course, was in Philadelphia. I went a little bit out of Philadelphia to go to undergrad, which was very different than anything I was used to. And I didn't do well at all. And I had a presidential scholarship that paid for my tuition because of my ranking in high school, and I almost lost it. And as I was in biology classes, I was like, I didn't cover any of this. I didn't get any of this. I had some Spanish AP classes in high school. So they threw me into like the next tier of Spanish class. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So it was like I went from being pretty much top of my class in high school to failing my semester. And it was a real blow to my confidence. I don't even want to say ego, just my confidence in school, because it was something I was always really good at. And I had to try to figure out what exactly do I want from this experience and how can I change things so that I can do well. It didn't also help that I got married my spring semester of my freshman year. Maybe we'll talk more about that later. Maybe not. But anyway, I had a lot going on. So as I talked to my advisor, I wanted to see, like, what is it that you want to do? Okay, excuse me as the sun is setting and it's getting darker in here. But anyway, I had to really think about what I want to do. I'm not flunking out of school. I would know that I wanted to care for people. So kind of talking through what that meant. Um, you know, s- Social workers, nurses, those people in those professions also help people. So it just kind of helped me expand what I thought I wanted to do. So I decided to transfer into nursing, and that was the best thing I could have done. So, still in nursing, I had to do my prereqs. It was still very difficult, but I felt way more at home, based on my own experience up until that point and how I was able to learn and the support I had around my studies. So, I graduated, but before I graduated, my last year or year and a half, I worked as a nursing assistant. So, it was very, very good for me that I did that because it gave me experience actually working with patients in the hospital, how things run, working 12-hour shifts. So, I did that towards the end of my undergraduate matriculation. So, graduated, worked in the intensive care unit, in the medical intensive care unit for a few years. And then I stayed in that job and also got a job at another hospital in Philadelphia as what we call a float pool for the ICU. So I could go to the cardiac ICU or the respiratory ICU, MICU, medical ICU. I could go to the neuro ICU. So it just gave me more of a space to develop my skill, and it stopped me from being so comfortable going into work. Because as I was in my primary job, I was like, I know this, I know what to expect after a while, but I felt I was getting too comfortable. So getting that second job helped me to make some more money for sure, and also just get out of my comfort zone and have more experiences. So I did that for about 12 years, both jobs. And then I decided in 2019 that I wanted to, or 2016, excuse me, that I wanted to go back. I didn't give you any dates for this stuff. Graduated high school in 2004, graduated undergrad in 2009, went back to school for my family NP degree in 2016, graduated in 2019, and of course, I passed boards and all of that at the end of 2019, and we all know it came March 2020. So instead of starting my career as a nurse practitioner at that point, I went back into the ICU because my services and my skill set was so needed. So I did that for a while, went through a really heavy depression, working in the hospital, and maybe I'll make another video about what that was like for me. So I stopped working full time, and I kind of diversified a bit. So I had a couple of float pool jobs where I could pick up as many hours as I wanted, but really I did not work a lot. I took a lot of time for myself just to try to get my mental back in order. So I did that, and then I was like, okay, I need to go back to work. So I ended up getting a travel nursing job. That was great. I made a lot of money, and I did local travel, so it was still in another hospital in Philadelphia. And with that job, I was able to get back on my feet in a very major way, help out my family in a very major way. And then I went back for my DNP at the end of 2020. So started the DNP program end of 2020, began working as a travel nurse, local travel nurse in 21. Did that for a while. So yeah, and I think I probably had the travel nurse job for 8 months. Hopefully my timing is pretty on track if it's not exact. So currently I work as a nurse practitioner, doing some home care work as well as finishing my DNP. So I just wanted to come on to say I'm very, very excited that that is over. What are my next steps? We can absolutely talk about it. Also, I would like to talk more about what my experience was like going through the different tiers of school, how it was received from my coworkers, my managers, being able to have such flexibility in my life, what that meant for my day-to-day and how it was perceived, all from my experience, of course. But lots to talk about with my nursing career. I am, again, just very happy that I just completed my last class for my DNP. I graduate May 10th, so, I'll be looking forward to that. And, yeah, maybe I'll come on. Let me know if there's anything about my nursing career in school, work, during the panini, it's Oreo, that you would like to know about. I'm definitely open to talking about most of it. And if it's something that's brought up that I just rather not get into, I'd say that, but I'm pretty open. So, let me know. Good to talk to you all. Hope that all is well. And, I know my garden is doing really well. I know it's such a different thing. But anyway, looking forward to talking to you all. Hope that all is well. And I'll be back in a bit. All right. Bye.